Hi everyone, thanks for joining me for another video. Today we're going to talk about why you shouldn't involve your friends in financing your trading activities. That's what I've done. I took a risk against all popular wisdom that you shouldn't mix business with pleasure. I went ahead anyway, and this is the outcome. So let's get into what happened. So let's backtrack. October 2016, I had just passed the funded trader prep, and my equity curve was right about here. If you go to my blog, onlythemomo.blogspot.com or .it, and you click in the top right hand corner, you'll see this running P&L in risk units. And I joined, let's call him, for the sake of this argument, we'll call my friend Mike. So Mike got back in touch with me after about a year. And I had just finished funded trader prep, and I was right about here in the equity curve. This is when I started a new strategy in June of last year, 2016, and he caught me right about here in mid-ish October, right? So he got interested, we talked, and then it culminated in an email like this. So I said to him, "Hey Mike, I've just checked my account and have received the funds. Thanks. I'll send them to the brokerage account now and then go and get UPS, uninterrupted power supply, from the local Comet later today, our little electronics store. This will make sure that in the event of a power outage, I'm not left with an order in the markets with no stop and target. As a backup, I also have the emergency order desk number, so I'd be able to flatten the position by phone too. Never can be too prepared. When the funds are in the brokerage trading account, the data is set up and I'm ready to go. I can't remember exactly how long this takes, but I'm guessing 1 to 2 business days as it's in the US. I'll email you and we'll set the stage in terms of agreeing on how we will communicate from then onward to create the right environment for me to perform. Thanks for the trust, and I'll be in touch soon, James." PS, absolutely, regarding the max drawdown, I will honor all the risk parameters we laid out in prior emails. As I mentioned before, the only exception to hitting, like going over the max drawdown, would be a market moving world event such as 9/11 or a black swan event, such as what happened in Great British Pound US dollar early morning on the 7th of October 2016, which I was watching, by the way, but I didn't trade. These are very rare. I've yet to be caught in something like that in 10 years, but it can happen. This is one of many emails that I wrote to Mike, that we wrote back and forth maybe 20 times. We spent some time on the phone, excuse me, for 3 hours, I think, and this was fully discussed. Everything, my personal health problems, mental health problems, family situation, everything was discussed, and we agreed on this experiment with the maximum drawdown in place. So that was October. As you can see, if we go back to the equity curve, October did this, went up a bit, came down a bit, went up here, and at this stage I was up 10% on the money he had given me, the funds he had given me. This little blip is 10%. I withdrew the money, and then we did this, and then I came, not crashing, but a decent drawdown here, which is the second biggest after this one back in, I think it was August, this drawdown. Nothing out of the ordinary. We've still got higher highs, higher lows. You know, we've just broken this trend line just about here. If you were to connect here, do technical analysis on the trade, on the equity chart, so nothing out of the ordinary. But then, after updating him, ironically on Friday the 13th, last Friday, I got this. "Hi James, thanks for the update. That's a shame. I hope you're able to sort everything and be happy. Something I've struggled with, but slowly it's getting better. I truly wanted this to be a success for you and family." That's to be debated, as you, in bold, have given me the option, because I did mention in one of my emails that the only option would be to stop, take a break, or stop for good, halt trading and give him the money back if he wasn't comfortable. I was half expecting him to say, no, go ahead, because we set a plan, let's go to the maximum drawdown. But he pulled, he pulled the balance before we had even hit the max drawdown, which statistically is there to protect you. You're there to use the drawdown to get to those higher echelons of profitability. So he says, as you have given me the option, if I'm being honest, as a friend and businessman, I would like the balance back. Here are my bank details. Speak soon, Mike. And I've blanked out the details there, obviously. So this is where I'm left. I'm left with no account. What's going to happen to us with our friendship is to be determined, because obviously I'm pissed, to put it lightly. But it's time to move on. And as they say, when God closes a door, he opens a window. And that window is Top Step Trader. I'll probably do another video on that in a second. Basically, as Dave from 123 can't remember his site, but 123daytrade.com. But anyway, Dave Knight on YouTube, trading buddy of mine, he says he's the one that alerted me, actually, because I don't keep tabs on Top Step Trader anymore. He alerted me through one of his videos to the fact that the 10-day rule is removed, and that was my biggest problem, because essentially I went to Mike, my friend, for the drawdown, because I knew that that drawdown, in theory, was without a time limit. So I had the drawdown, and I could trade and allow the natural flow of things to bring me to, hopefully, to a profit, as it has done in the past 7 months and over 400 odd trades. But now that he's removed those funds, and Top Step Trader has now offered to remove the 10-day rule, it makes it a viable option for me. So that's what I'm going to do right now. After this video, I'm going to sign up for a combine, and I'll probably talk more about that and what I'm going to do with that in another video. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for tuning in. If you like this type of thing, give this video a thumbs up, and as always, remember to follow your plan and stick to your rules. See you next time.